Got a good one for you today, folks. Bob from Michigan asked, how do you get the union on board? In what he's talking about with reliability best practices. And I'm going to expand that question to how do you get the union and the craftsmen on board with the changes that you want to make driving that reliability culture. You know, it's a trap. You think you're a good communicator, negotiator, debater. You want to have a logical conversation with the union leaders or with the craftsmen in a mob setting with 50 people around. It never works. Never works. Give up on that. The union officials. I've had. I guess most of my 33 years I've had unions, and they're not good or bad. It's the people. But unions tend to be highly suspect of your intentions. So it's, you got an idea, it's no. Their role is really supported by conflict. If they're elected into office, they're there most of the time. They're dealing with conflict. That's why they are there. They like to protect the status quo. You're selling efficiency, and to them that means less people and less overtime. So this is going to take some finesse. My short answer, you change a culture one experience at a time. It's not by talk, it's by new experiences. And I'm going to be a little harsh here. You get the engagement of the craftsmen and the union that you deserve. Perhaps this is my most important video. Plans get eaten alive by culture, and I'm going to talk to you around how to change a culture in just about 6-7 minutes here, hopefully. It's going to be worth the wait to the end, so do not cut this one short. This is important, folks. And I'm going to get very specific and prescriptive on what you do, what I've done, okay? You don't have to do it this exact way, but this is what I've done. Joe Kuna here of Lean-Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices that you should be doing and the reality that you face in your plant every day. Great question here. I'm going to get real specific. I'm going to talk about three-prong approach here. Number one, union leadership. Inform the union leaders why a change is necessary. That's the business case. Remember from our A3? Ask them for their ideas. What ideas do you have? Here's our problem. Provide them with your ideas, best practices. Don't ask for everything. Ask for 2 or 3 things. Just say, here's what I want to do. 2 or 3 things. Tell them you want to conduct an experiment for 90 days. Don't say this is permanent. Just say, hey, I want to do this. I want to do this for 90 days. And then we'll get back together and talk about how it went. Okay, great. That's how you handle the union leadership. Ask them for their ideas the whole time. But don't back down of what of best practices, their best practices, right? But maybe you can tweak them to satisfy them more. Okay, so listen. Prong number 2, your employees. These are your employees, even if they're in a union. Discuss the changes with your leadership team, your direct reports, your supervisors, your planners, your reliability engineers. Seek input from them, make changes based on their input, but you all walk out of the room aligned. It's critical that changes that are going to happen on the shop floor are communicated by your direct supervisors. Those supervisors are trusted by the individuals, and they will do the informal selling. It's not a cop-out to let them do your dirty work. They need to be the salesman of this, okay? Have your normal monthly meetings, but with your crew, normal communication, things you have, but don't announce this change as a big deal, as something to be for or against. Kind of downplay it a little bit, but have your supervisors out there selling it. They need to sell it. That's a big deal. Prong number 3, and this is very, very important. These all are, but this is what most people miss. Engagement on purpose. I call this engagement on purpose. Experiences change beliefs, which change actions, which lead to results. You've heard me talk about the results pyramid before, and you need to change experiences. Yes, okay, so we're going to create some new experiences with people in those changes we just talked about, but leadership must connect the dots for people. This change led to this result. You must connect the dots so people see that. An example, you added a kidder stager. You didn't have one before. So then you walk out to Bill, a midnight shift mechanic, and say, hey, you worked on this job. How did it go with the kidder stager? Was it more efficient? Did you like that? What changes would you suggest? I do that with Bill directly. That's engagement on purpose. Leadership must develop a comprehensive engagement plan. Now, years ago, we called this a touch plan, how we were going to go out and touch every single employee. Every month, they were going to have a one-on-one discussion with a leader from the plant. That was our touch plan. I've modified this to be engagement on purpose, okay? So how are you going to sell your organizational changes to individuals one-on-one? Here's an example, very specific. You have 50 craftsmen, 50 people. Divide them up by your 5 salaried people, your supervisors, planners, reliability engineers. So that's 10 per person. 50 divided by 5 is 10 per person. Each one of those 10 people that are assigned to me, I need to touch them, communicate, connect the dots with each one of them every month. So if I have 10 during the month, that's just 2 to 3 a week. I need to get to go out, have a one-on-one conversation with them. It's informal. It's not a negotiation, just 2 people talking, okay? So if the union says anything, there's just 2 people talking. Send out a monthly newsletter. This is part of your engagement on purpose. Monthly newsletter of KPIs, changes, help that you need, successes, recognition, failures. Have the craft people, have some craft people that may have done something, neat idea they implemented, have them communicate to the lead team, have them present to the lead team as a form of recognition. Another thing I did was gift cards to support the behavior. Example, hey, people weren't putting notes on PMs when they executed the PMs. So what we did is randomly, we pulled out 5 a week and gave them a $25 gift card if they put notes and comments on there and suggestions to show that they were trying to improve the situation there. So that was something very simple we can do, very inexpensive to do. We didn't do that indefinitely. We did this for about 3 months. Celebration meals. Who doesn't love celebration meals? Example, hey, you had a PDM percentage, well, just 2% of your work was from condition monitoring. You hit 10%. Hey, man, grill some steaks for everybody, have a little celebration. Make it more than hot dogs. Maybe make it a little barbecue. They love that. They love that. And it's meaningful. And the salaried people be out there with them. Hey, folks, this one was, I got this from a company called Barry Whalemailer, but handwritten notes from the plant manager. Successory cards are something here in the States. It's a card that says something about leadership. It may have an eagle on it. It says leaders are found one at a time, something like that, or leaders soar above the situation. Some sort of catchy phrase, got an eagle on it. It's about the size of a birthday card. But the plant manager takes that and writes 2 a week, handwritten notes, not an email, not a text, handwritten note, detail what action the employee took, why it was important to the business, and thank them, okay? You mail it to their home, okay? It looks like a birthday card, and make it refrigerator worthy. That's the, something they'll want to pin up on the refrigerator. These were golds. They're gold. Every single person that I issued one of these to came to my office personally and shook my hand. And I'm telling you, I probably 150 of them, I'd say I've issued over my career, and 100% of them came to my office. Some of them very, very emotional. It's fundamental that you believe that 95% of the people want to come to your plant and do a good job every day. They became craftsmen because they like fixing things and having them run well. You gotta tap into that. When was the last time that Joe on midnight shift or Bill on afternoon shift got a thank you from the plant manager? It is huge, needs to be genuine, but make it a refrigerator note, 60, 70 words from the plant manager that they have to show their family and talk about it. It's big, folks. This is engagement on purpose. What's your touch plan? Begin your journey. Folks, this isn't that hard. I'm gonna put this on my website, and the link is below, so you can just see these actions and develop the touch plan of your own. Thank you, Joe out.